Hi everyone, today I'm spending the day at the zoo in Calgary, Alberta. Let's go explore.
The Calgary Zoo is located just outside of downtown Calgary along the banks of the Bow River and is home to 1,000 animals from over 270 different species. The park is divided into several different areas, including the Canadian Wilds, Destination Africa, Exploration Asia, and even a prehistoric park. Sitting at the park's entrance is one of the most popular exhibits, the Penguin Plunge, which is home to a variety of king penguins, Humboldt penguins, Gentoo penguins, and rockhopper penguins, which live inside this climate-controlled habitat that simulates their natural surroundings. These king penguins can measure up to 1 meter tall and weigh almost 40 pounds. And the playful Gentoo penguins from Antarctica are smaller but are graceful swimmers. The zoo's 6-acre historic park is another hit with kids and features life-size dinosaurs in their recreated geographical environment, with replicas of an inland sea, a volcanic mountain, and 100 different species of prehistoric living plants. Unfortunately, the dino park operates seasonally, so I was only able to get a sneak peek until it reopens this spring. Instead, let's head over to the Canadian Wilds, which houses the zoo's collection of North American birds and animals, with enclosures representing the aspen woodlands, the northern forest, and the Rocky Mountains. These bighorn sheep are native to both Canada and the United States and can grow up to about 6 feet long and weigh 280 pounds. These peaceful animals graze throughout the day on grasses and herbs, but are threatened due to a loss of habitat and because their horns make a prized trophy for illegal hunters. In the Rocky Mountain Aviary, you can get a glimpse at some of the beautiful birds found in North America, like these barred owls, which grow up to about 2 feet tall, but can have a wingspan of almost twice that size. Barred owls live deep in the forests of North America and live on a diet of mice, fish, smaller birds, and even large insects. These snowy owl are even a little bit larger and can have a wingspan of up to 5 feet. They prefer to live in the icy tundra, but if food is scarce, they'll migrate south to the grassland areas. They mainly exist on a diet of small rodents, which they spot from above using their excellent vision, but can even use their incredible hearing to find prey that's hidden under the snow. These woodland caribou live mainly in the Arctic tundra and subarctic forests, and their diet consists mainly of lichens, grasses, moss, and other plants, meaning that in the winter they have to dig under the snow cover in search of their food. These caribou were once also found in Germany, Great Britain, and Poland, but have been extinct in most parts of Europe since about the 1600s. And these wood bison are absolutely gigantic, measuring up to 12.5 feet long and weighing up to 1,800 pounds. They can be found in the grasslands, meadows, and open prairies of Canada and the United States, feeding mainly on prairie grasses. At one time, there were about 40 million bison in North America, but overhunting caused their populations to decline, and by the 1800s, there were as few as 1,000 remaining. These whooping cranes are the tallest bird in North America, standing almost 5 feet tall, and can be found in Alberta and north into the Northwest Territories. These gray wolf can be found throughout North America, Europe, and Asia. They usually live in packs of about 5 to 9 individuals, and together they hunt their prey, feeding on moose, elk, bison, musk ox, and caribou. The gray wolf were once found throughout most of the northern hemisphere, but today they're actually extinct in Western Europe, Mexico, and the United States. These cougar are another carnivorous predator who live in North America, Central and South America, and live in a variety of habitats, ranging from forest grasslands to dry brush and swamps. Cougar populations in North America have faced challenges due to habitat loss and illegal hunting, and were hunted as trophies and by farmers and ranchers who retaliated after losing their livestock to these big cats. One of the newer features at the zoo is BUGTOPIA, which is a nature-inspired interactive play space. BUGTOPIA shrinks kids to the size of insects and lets them burn off some extra energy if the walk around the zoo doesn't already have them tired out. Next, let's head over to Destination Africa and the African Savannah building, which has a 340,000 liter indoor pool for the hippos and offers underwater views of these incredible creatures. Hippos, of course, live in Africa, south of the Sahara Desert. But surprisingly, despite weighing up to 7,000 pounds, they can actually move quite quickly and are graceful swimmers. Although they spend most of their days just wallowing and resting and conserving energy, and they eat up to about 90 pounds of food a day. Giraffes, on the other hand, are the tallest mammals on Earth, measuring up to 16 feet tall and can weigh up to 4,000 pounds. They like to roam in small groups and make their home in the woodlands and in the open savannas. These Red River hog are named for the rusty red color of their fur, and they like to stick close to wet habitats where they can easily root through the wet soil while foraging for food. These hogs are the only known hoofed animal to naturally occur in Madagascar. And it's thought that they might have originally made their way there on top of floating plant beds, which broke off from the mainland and drifted across the ocean. These Hartmann's mountain zebras originated in South Africa and are good climbers because of their hard, pointed hoofs. And it's always exciting to see the African lions, which can grow up to 11 feet long and can weigh 600 pounds. It's a little chilly out today, so the lemurs aren't in their outdoor habitat. Instead, they're inside. Lemurs are only found in Madagascar and are known for their distinctive tail, which has black and white stripes and can measure up to 2 feet long. They eat mostly fruits and leaves and are very nimble and can jump from tree to tree. Next up, let's head back inside to the African Rainforest building, which houses a collection of plants and animals that you can find in the African rainforest. These African dwarf crocodiles are found in West and Central Africa, can measure over 6 feet long and feed mainly on fish. The zoo is also home to a troop of western lowland gorillas. These gorillas are mainly found in the tropical forests of Cameroon, Gabon, and Congo, and prefer to live in swampy areas with dense leafy growth. They can grow up to about 6 feet tall and weigh 400 pounds, but sadly these beautiful animals are critically endangered again because of habitat loss and hunting. The eastern black and white colobus monkeys are found high up in the treetops, leaping from tree to tree and using their long tails for balance. When they're first born, the colobus monkeys are pure white in color and only weigh about a pound. And the rainforest building also has an aviary which contains a number of species of African birds. Heading over to the Explore Asia exhibit, let's check out a number of animals which originate from the Eurasian region. These Komodo dragons are only known to exist on 5 small islands in Indonesia. The islands have a rugged terrain and are covered with forests, hills, grasslands, and beaches, where Komodo dragons can hunt and ambush a variety of prey, including invertebrates, birds, and mammals. Komodo dragons are known as the largest living species of lizard, growing up to 10 feet tall and weighing up to 150 pounds. Despite their large size, they can run at incredible speeds of up to 20 kilometers an hour, and when threatened, they can throw up their stomach contents in order to weigh less and help them flee. The Malayan tapir is the largest of the 4 tapir species and is the only one that lives in Asia. They have poor eyesight but good hearing and sense of smell, and the tapir's flexible nose can actually be used as a snorkel when they're underwater. They communicate to each other with a series of high-pitched squeaks and whistles, but you should watch out if the tapir starts to point its rear end at you. And I always like watching the red pandas. Like the giant pandas, they have to eat a lot of bamboo in order to get the nutrition they need to survive. They can strip the leaves off bamboo stalks using their false thumb, and then grind down the plant material with their strong jaws and teeth. Red pandas are very solitary animals and actually rarely interact with each other in the wild, apart from mating season. These are the Eurasian wild boar, which are actually an ancestor to most modern domesticated pigs. It's thought that these wild boar were domesticated as far back as 10,000 years ago, leading to the estimated 2 billion domesticated pigs which exist today. And these Amur tiger are beautiful large cats, but despite their size, they have to work hard for their meal. In the wild, they only catch their prey 1 out of every 10 or 20 tries, and end up making a kill about twice a week. And when they do, they stock up on energy by eating about 80 pounds of meat in one sitting.
Hope you enjoyed our trip to the zoo today. Remember to keep exploring, and if you want to check out my next adventure, click this link. Until next time, it's time to exit through the gift shop.